When we first moved into our house, one of my priorities was to find, or more likely build, an island for our kitchen. When we found this amazing door in the basement, I thought maybe it was a sign. Maybe it would make the perfect island. In this video, I wasn't ready to admit that it was too big.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to imagine when there's just this other piece underneath it instead of turned legs, but I think that's what I want to use. It's really hard to imagine right now, but at least the space actually.
That's called denial. This table was advertised as an 18th century solid mahogany carved parlor table. I wrote the seller and said I couldn't spend more than $200, but I was absolutely in love. When I saw it in person with some damage, we settled on $185. It's actually quarter sawn oak, and it's gorgeous. Here's how I restored it.
So I did this one leg and got it pretty much covered. This was the part that was already stripped a bit. I started sprinkling, so I have a perfect little work area. All right, it is not as easy as it could be, but it is definitely loosening. And I think I might read the rest of the instructions on the back for what they say about removing it. I've just kind of, well, first of all, the coated metal pan that I was using, it's pulling off the Teflon coating. So best not put that on the wood any longer now that that's loosened. So I found this. There was stuff in it. That's now on the floor in the basement. Sorry, Devin. And I've just been applying more and scrubbing as I do with this same brush. It is so fun doing this. Oh my God. I am so excited. All right, I am now super committed to finishing stripping this tonight because I'm so excited to see it all the way cleaned up. I feel like it's worth noting that I keep remembering my dad, because my dad owned a furniture refinishing business, and he stripped a lot of furniture. He used actually the legit methylene chloride. I don't mean legit like I endorse its use. It was a horrible chemical and he should not have been using it. This clean strip container says non-methylene chloride formula, which is lovely, but the smell still reminds me of what it was like in the shop when he was stripping things. And he used to jokingly call himself a male stripper. So as I'm cleaning this, I'm just thinking of him and how lovely it is to reveal beautiful wood underneath a finish that is gross. So I applied it all over before dinner time, and I'm gonna somehow rig up a light so that once the boys are asleep, I can finish this up. I'm a little bit regretting my decision to finish this today. Here's the beautiful theater of stripping. I'm cleaning off, the coats that I put on, and it's just not done yet. So I could just kind of clean it up and then let it sit here protected from the elements until I can return to it. But when am I gonna do that again? I think I have to put more stripper on and keep working at it until I can call it done. Or else it's gonna be a whole week, and I don't know if the stripper can stay on the wood for that long. I really don't know. I should look into that, but first I'm gonna just try. All right, here it is. It's pretty close to being done. But I am out of the stripper, and I have learned that there is a lovely after wash made by Clean Strip that I think will help me just sort of finish the job. And I also need sort of the right kind of scrubby pad, because the brush I was using to apply and scrub was great, but I'm using the scraper and paper towel, and I need something else. I need just something a little brushy, and it seems like plastic bristles aren't disintegrating, but I just want to get the right thing. I'm pretty excited to see the way this dried, because it really shows what's still left to be done. So I have much better supplies now. I got the after wash, and I got some smaller brushes to apply, and I got this wire brush, which I think will help me scrape. I got some more heavy-duty gloves and more stripper. So I think I'm all set for a successful finish up situation here. It's been about 2 hours and a monster rainstorm came through. I just decided to work through it because it was pouring down rain. So I just stayed under the overhang and kept on working. I think I'm done, but like, I don't know. It is tedious. That is tedious, but worth it, because the more and more I stripped, the more and more beautiful I felt like it was. So yay. All right, I'm really excited to be getting back to this and to show you how clean it is. It's not perfect, but it's so much closer. And I'm gonna try with some 220 sandpaper to see what happens if there's a little bit of material left and I kind of clean it up. I know that this is gonna darken as I put a finish on it. And I also know that I don't need this to be perfect. It's an old piece, and I think some imperfections kind of add to the charm. It's kind of funny to me that I was working on this started it on Sunday night, frantically went to Home Depot to get more stripper Monday after work, and then worked through a rainstorm Monday night, like really wanting to finish it. And then here it is Friday after work, and I'm finally getting back to it. So I don't know why I rushed to do that Monday night. But I'm kind of glad I did, because this weekend is got other projects. So I'm glad that I might be able to feel a little bit closer to being done on this one, and feel like I can start some others in the kitchen. I hopes that I could convince myself to finish this up quicker. But when you look at how nicely the finish is removed from this edge here and from this decal, compared to places where it still lingers. So this decal has a little bit more, just a smidge, right? And right under here, just another pass with some stripper, I think would make a big difference. Inside this groove here would be good. I was tempted to apply a little tung oil and then just see what happens. But I can't do a project like this and not hear my dad saying, why would you do it if you're not gonna try to do it right? So I'm feeling like I should really honor that and just like strip one more time, and not get the whole thing wet. I mean, the problem that I discovered, of course I was working in the dark, so that made it harder, is that once you get this thing full of stripper, you can't tell where you have material that needs to come off and where it's just stripper that needs to come off. So I think I'm gonna do a more strategic application. I'm also gonna be like, whoa, how am I gonna figure out how to get a good sanding in there so that that's nice and smooth in all of the circle decals. I have a sanding block, and I guess that'll be what will help. But so close, just a little bit more to go. All right, so we have determined after pulling the casters out that there's something in there that was holding the caster. Devin's theory is that it's like leather or something, right? That was hammered in or put in here, and then the caster went in. So he's gonna try to drill out whatever this was so that we can get this in. Oof.
Really? It grabs, like, because this stuff is kind of soft.
It catches on the wood. So obviously, when you flip this thing over, you can see what a lovely, not totally good job so far I've done. Why do you think it has that little tooth type thing?
It's to cut the thread, but we really do need the bigger one.
The bigger drill bit.
Yeah,
It says,
they recommend.
yeah, it said 7/16, and we were just sort of doubting that. It's 15/32, not 7/16 yet. Boop. Let's see. All right, so could you explain how the fact that these little things are notched out makes it thread itself?
They just help cut the thread.
Okay.
It's like a little knife edge that cuts the thread.
And the other side, the only difference really was that it didn't have that.
Right.
Ooh, that's promising. But it looks
That's
very
pretty sturdy.
Yeah, it looks very odd now, but we can obviously stain this. Oh
You like
boy,
it?
yes, let's
Should we do
do
the
it.
other three?
Yeah, let's do them. All right, so here's the piece that Devin bought, and he basically bought this foot because it would correspond to the threading that's on the side, right?
No, we
You
bought
bought
this
the-
because that's what they had in the store.
But-
And then I bought the insert to match.
Okay, right. It's a beautiful fall day. Check out the leaves. Looking very nice. I have a little bit of stripping left to do on this. Just a little bit in certain areas on this one. And, you know, I started working over here in the woodshed because of the rain. And that was really too tight. It's really lovely when you can move fully around your piece that you're stripping. Cannot be overstated. This is the least clean little decorative piece that I have, and I've decided to see what the tung oil does on this because it's possible that I'm kind of futzing over perfection, and when I put the tung oil, it's actually going to just make everything pretty uniform. I'm going to try a little bit of tung oil now here and sort of see what it's going to do in these areas. That's pretty beautiful. And it's not a problem, I don't think, that it's, except for right there where there's a bit of goop. But even that's not going to show once the marble is overhanging quite a bit, I don't think. I mean, not that I should be making excuses for shoddy work here. I'm going to go for it. It's raining, so I've moved into our recently erected new space in here.
changed my mind about putting the marble on top once I saw that it was beautiful quarter sawn oak. I love that this is how it turned out. The marble is now behind our stove, and I have a video about that coming soon.
You put the marble on the stove.